Project Birmingham is the newest bus game on the scene,
but it lacks in some features and gameplay sometimes isn't the best. When I first tried Project Birmingham, I made constant comparisons to, in my opinion, the best bus game on Roblox, Croydon. Croydon Roblox nowadays has many features that other games don't, but it's important to understand that Croydon had to develop to get to the standards it has now. Project Birmingham is also a game that is new and needs to be developed to the same standards as Croydon does. That's why the owner, LD, on the 7th of July, introduced a suggestions channel on the Discord, link in the description, for anyone to suggest anything except map and bus suggestions. So I thought I'd have a look through these suggestions and see which ones I agree with and could be potentially put into the game itself. I did contact LD, the owner, to ask if I could see the original suggestions. However, he told me he had deleted the original channel. So we have his announcement to work off of. There were 10 main suggestions highlighted, so I'll rank them from not only my opinion the best, but also in a practical sense and how interesting they would be for players. In 10th is a post office team. Whilst this could be an interesting way to play the game, it's just not nearly as interesting or exciting as driving an ambulance or a police car. I'll give the suggestion of post office team a 3 out of 10. In 9th place is police tools. What myself and the owner of the game took this to mean is to make realistic scenarios for the police from actual players in the game. Whilst this would bring the community together, it realistically would be quite boring. 4 out of 10 for this suggestion. Next is something, and it's not the only thing in the list, to be an inspiration off of Croydon. It's realistic driving servers. This is a really good idea and I would say has been quite a success in Croydon. It's also a great perk to have under your belt for subscriptions if you were the creator of the game. However, personally, I don't like sim servers. I think that people should just drive well in the normal arcade servers. It's a really nice idea, however, I personally am not a fan. 6 out of 10 for the suggestion. In 7th place is a great suggestion, and it's definitely needed if realistic driving servers were to go ahead, and this is moderation applications. All games should have a dedicated team of moderators, not only for the Discord servers, but also for the game itself. Staff members can also host events and shifts, bringing more connectivity to the game community. 7 out of 10 for the suggestion. I can really see through this announcement how much the owner of the game cares about realism, which is a great thing and it's a great perk of bus games like Croydon and Project Birmingham. However, I think the next suggestion would be great to be implemented, even if it breaks the realism rule. Suggestion number 6 is custom companies. LD says that no one wants a super cool bus 123 company on the roads, which I can totally understand. But it's another thing that Croydon does which keeps bringing people back to the game. If you have something in a game which is yours and you can manage, it really creates a need to play the game. Take for example, a game that I myself am addicted to, Theme Park Tycoon 2. I have built this massive park all by myself, and now I can't stop coming back. On the other hand though, I do agree with LD. If his goal is to create a realistic experience, then custom companies do the opposite of this. 7.5 out of 10 for the suggestion. Another suggestion that interferes with the realistic gameplay LD hopes for is suggestion number 5, more ticketing. Also something inspired off of Croydon, you would have to serve your passengers different tickets. However, in Birmingham, much like Croydon and the rest of Greater London, most people tap in with a card anyway, so why would you bother? Well, once again, it's a matter of sacrificing realism for gameplay appeal. Giving out tickets and being forced to pick up passengers makes gameplay more interesting as it gets you to use a bit more brain power. Take Apsley and District, a game that's pretty much dead now. That's because it got devoured by more interesting games like Croydon and Canterbury, which have ticket giving systems or at least route settings. Perhaps the developers could do what Bus Simulator does, and only give out tickets to certain people whilst others could just tap in. I really like the idea of having ticketing added, and it also gives the developers another chance to make money with a quick boarding pass, just like Croydon does. It's an 8 out of 10 for the suggestion. Well, the bar is pretty high, but we make our way into the top 4 suggestions. And in 4th place is EMs and car improvements. This one is pretty easy, as LD already says there are plans to improve these systems. 8.1 out of 10 suggestion though. And it's time for the top 3. And even though we were told not to suggest extensions, this one was commented on anyways. That is the Lancaster Circus extension. I think when your game is as small as Project Birmingham is, it's important to make extensions a priority. Why? Well, suggestion number 2 explains. The suggestion in second place is to add fire services. It makes sense, the 3 emergency services, police, ambulance and fire. But to make fire a good idea, we need more space and more scenarios, like we do for the other 2 EMs. An extension is a really good idea, and should really be at the top of the developer's priority list. 9 out of 10. And finally, my favourite suggestion is diversions. If you're looking for realism, diversions are definitely the way to go. The most realistic experience of driving in a city, especially the second most populated in the UK, is to be getting stuck in traffic and hindered by road diversions. Road diversions are a great way to keep players interested, as something might change every time they come back to play the game. A great example where this has been done is SCR, where emergencies could appear anywhere across the map, ranging from tunnels flooding to boats hitting bridges. As SCR doesn't update as often anymore, this is a great way to keep the player base coming back. 9.5 out of 10. And these are all the suggestions and potential improvements that could be made to Project Birmingham. If you're interested, please make sure to like and subscribe so that I know to make more videos based around this game. If you want to see all my videos about Project Birmingham, there's a playlist in the top left hand corner of your screen. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.